Hebrews, Hebrews. This is prophets of awakening. I mean, this is Israel Wake Up. Sorry about that. Israel Wake Up. This is our Women's Advanced Bible Study Night, the 13th of October, 2024. And our topic inside the class is we'll be dealing with Book of Enoch, chapters 106 and 107. Breaking that down. Okay, you can go to our Israel Wake Up channel, check out our videos. We have over, I think, maybe 60 or 70 videos, and that you can check out, and you can go to our Prophets of Awakening, our original channel, and check that out. Check those videos out. Prophets of Awakening is our parent channel. Israel Wake Up is our sister channel. For we have things that pertain to Israelite women on this channel. Okay, you can go to this is a non-Messianic channel. For those that don't know, and by that I mean we deal with the Tanakh and the Torah. Tanakh being the Old Testament, so-called Book of Remembrance, and the Torah is the first 5 books of the Old Testament that was given to Moses by our Redeemer, the Lord of Hosts. Okay, it consists of our laws, statutes, the judgments, and our culture, our way of life as a Hebrew people. Shalom and welcome to the channel, and welcome to our Women's Advanced Bible Study. We're going to do our normal, which is a moment of silence, prayer, Psalms. We got some women's health. Then we go to some current events, some need to know information, and then we'll open it up for some Q&A. Anybody have anything they want to converse about, and then we go into our topic, which is chapters 106 and 107 out of the Book of Enoch. O Lord, righteousness and uprightness belong unto thee. Therefore we come before thee at this hour, seeking thy face and looking for righteousness and uprightness, that we may walk before thee as thy servants David, Samuel, and Hezekiah did. O Lord, allow thy face to shine upon thy people, and hear our plea. Hear and do, O Lord, and hide not thy face from us, for we need you so very much at this hour. Peace be unto you. Okay. So with that being said, somebody gonna read a song. Read it.
Okay, I'm reading from Psalms, Shalom. I'm reading from Psalms 133. The title of that song is called Dwell Together in Unity. After yesterday morning's Shabbat, I thought that this was a good, it's short, but a good song to read. Dwell together in unity. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down unto the beard, even Aaron's beard that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, as the dew that descended unto the mountains of Zion. Therefore the Lord commanded the blessings, even life forevermore. That's Psalms 133. Dwell together in unity.
Okay. So you know what that Hermon is in verse 3?
No, I was looking at my concordance. I wasn't sure. I was wondering if they were talking about the mountain, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's the mountain that the 200 angels came down on, Mount Hermon.
Right, that's what I thought.
And so, like I was saying before, notice Zion in that same verse. So the Mount Zion. And I was telling you how the first place when these angels ascend from heaven, the first place they come to when you come to the earth is mountains. That's why they dwelling on mountains. So these angels on top of these mountains, and they come down from the mountain into those villages or wherever and cohabitate with women. So that's why all around Mount Hermon is giants, because that's where he was at, on top of Mount Hermon. And then the Lord of hosts, he dwells on Mount Zion. Both of those mountains in the same region. You see that?
I do. May I ask a question?
Okay.
In verse 3, it talks about Mount Hermon as but in a like a place of reverence. Is that still true, even though the angels that went against God, that's where they dwell?
Well, that's
So
where they ascended. They ascended to that place, and from because of that's where they ascended to. Now Mount Hermon have a name, because that's what it means.
mm,
Those who ascended, the place where those
okay,
ascended. That's what it means. And like I was saying, is that's the crazy part about that. You see that in the scriptures, but they're telling you the book of Enoch is not relevant. Now it ain't telling you nowhere else about what happened to Hermon except in the book of Enoch. It ain't in the scriptures.
mm,
So that lets you know how they tamper with the book. Because all our forefathers, when the psalmist wrote that, he assumed that everybody know that. All the Israelites know where Hermon is, and they know the history of
right,
Mount Hermon because their father, Abraham, their grandfather told them Enoch.
yeah.
Right.
It just seems like in chapter 3, I mean in verse 3, it if you didn't know, it would make it seem as if Mount Hermon and Mount Zion is equal.
Right. And
Right.
Brother Leonard,
Exactly.
yes, sir. I was gonna ask a question about the same thing, because in Deuteronomy chapter 4, it says from I may not say this right, Aroer, which is by the bank of the river Arnon, even until Mount Zion, which is Hermon.
Right.
So can you,
Right.
yes, sir. Go ahead,
It's
sir.
seven mountains. It's seven mountains in that region. And that's why you got and when you go to you got to understand what they did. These angels and these people that's dealing with them, everything been duplicated.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. The creator of these wicked angels can't do nothing except they bounce off the Most High creation and what He doing. So Rome, everybody, when they talk about the seven hills of Rome is sit on seven mountains, right? You know that.
Mm, mm,
Mm-hmm.
So you hear that in history books, the seven hills. They always talk about the seven mountains. Rome that sits on seven hills. Well, Jerusalem sit on seven hills. So
Okay.
what's the seven mountains where Jerusalem at? Zion, Hermon, Mount Carmel, Mount Horeb, where Moses met the Lord host said. So and just like them looking for them looking for Jerusalem. Jerusalem is sitting it's surrounded by seven mountains. So if you're looking for Jerusalem, you looking for a mountainous region where it's at.
Okay.
So
but
that's
it's
what that
not a
is.
cursed place because of those angels descended there, right? Or is it?
Well, it's not necessarily a curse, but it received a name. It got a name because of they came down there on Hermon. That's what it says in the
Mm,
book of Enoch. The 200 ascended down on the what they call that plateau, which is called
Plateau.
Hermon.
Yes.
mm,
Then you know what I'm saying? So then from there, that's how that region got a name. Just like Horeb is where Moses met. We said Moses came to the mountain of God to Horeb. So that's where he met him at. So now, if you know what I'm saying, if you adding all this up and get the New Testament out of your head, you're gonna remember that. But then you come to find out, or like I said, you trying to find out who it is that's the God of Israel, right? Well, it tells you Moses met the Lord of hosts on Mount Horeb, right? And so it said God. That's what I was telling you how they hoodwinked us. It says Moses met God on Mount Hermon, But the next verse says, but the angel of the Lord lit on the bush. So Yahweh ain't on the mountain. It's the angel on the mountain. So guess what? He said, he told Moses to charge Moses, go to Egypt, get my people, and bring them back here. So where did Moses bring them back to? Mount Horeb. So who it is on the mountain? That tell you who it is that went to Egypt and dealt with the Israelites and delivered them. It wasn't Yahweh, and it wasn't Jesus. It's his angel that was on the mountain, not Yahweh. So then when you get to a certain point in that story, like I was saying before, these angels have the ability to come down and go into a person. That's how they get a dream. So the same way they can do that to us, that's why our bodies is created the way it is with the pineal gland and all that. These angels have access to our bodies, right? So Yahweh formed these 7 angels. He got access to their bodies. So on Mount Horeb, when Moses came to me, when the angel came down to meet Moses, he lit on the bush in his pure form. So Yahweh from heaven can talk to him. So let's look at that. I mean, Exodus chapter 3, right quick. You in chapter 3?
Yep.
And this is where so many people get thrown off at too, good. But so I'm in chapter 3. Now Moses kept the flock for Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led them to the backside of the desert, and he came to the mountain of God. See that? So first thing you thinking is Yahweh, but that's they trying to trick you off, because they trying to establish that it's one God. So anyway, it says to the mountain of God, even to Horeb, right? It's one of those 7 mountains where Jerusalem is, right? Verse 2, and the angel of the Lord, this is on the mountain, but they said God in verse 1. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in the flame of a fire out of the midst of the bush. So he appeared to Moses in the flame of a fire, right? We know that the same angel wrestled with Jacob, but Jacob seen him as a man because he showed himself as a man. But right here, it's the reason he's a flame of fire. It says, and he in a flame of a fire out of the midst of the bush, and he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, but the bush was not consumed. And then verse 3, Moses said, I will not turn aside, because he see this bush burning, but the leaves and the limbs ain't burning up. So he turned aside and see why the bush was not burned. And then here you go. And when the Lord, this Lord of hosts, saw that he turned aside to see, then here you go. God, Yahweh, called unto him out of the midst of the bush. See that? So Yahweh is speaking from heaven. He didn't come to the earth. He in heaven. He speak to Moses through the Lord of hosts, because he's in his pure essence that he was formed out of. Same fire that came from
Which is
Yahweh.
right, the fire. Mm-hmm.
Right. So you say what you're talking about. Let's go right quick and get off of this. So go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 1. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. This Yahweh says, and above the firmament that was over their heads, over the 4 angels' heads that was in the cloud, was the likeness of a throne, and the appearance of a sapphire throne, and upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness, was the appearance, was the likeness and appearance of a man. See that? That's how Yahweh got a likeness and appearance of a man. That's why the angels look like men. That's why they came to the earth and made man, because of him, right? See, in 27, and I saw as the color of amber and appearance of fire round about and within it, and from the appearance of his loins even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward, I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and he had a brightness round. That's Yahweh. So that's why Michael appeared on the bush, pure fire. That's what the Lord hope the Yahweh able to speak through him in that purest form, because the fire that made him came from him. So when they appear in the form of fire, he's able to talk to them, talk to the person, whoever is there, through the angel. See that?
So Michael can appear as fire and man, or man,
Right.
shall I say.
All seven of them.
Okay.
All seven of them. They
Sir.
made from pure fire.
Okay.
All
Okay.
seven
Yes,
of them.
sir.
When
Okay.
Yahweh just like they come down and they enter into a man, like Daniel said, he entered into me. That's how you get the vision. Like with Amalek, when he had took Abraham's wife, he had took Sarah that night. Amalek had a dream. The angel entered into him and gave him the dream. Right. So yeah, we know Yahweh can't do that because he's pure fire. That's the purpose of those seven angels. So when they
Right.
there, it's just like Yahweh there. But you have to understand what's going on.
The eyes to and fro.
Right.
Yes.
The
Yes.
eyes. He said the
Yes.
eyes, my eyes go to and fro. That's why he's saying
Fro.
wherever they see, he can see.
Mm-hmm.
He don't come down here except a couple of times he came down. He came down on Mount Sinai and he came down at the temple when Ezekiel saw that, was looking at the vision of the temple, and he saw that same contraption that he was on in Ezekiel chapter 1. It came down and sat down beside the temple in Jerusalem. That's the only time the Creator came. All the rest of the times you're dealing with these angels, especially the Lord of hosts, because he's Michael El, and that Michael El means he who is like Yahweh. So you have to know who it is that you're dealing with when you understand what's going on. And that don't go along with the New Testament. So the first thing Nutbucket gonna say is that you concocting something, but no, the narrative that you've been given been wrong for 2,500 years. Now the truth coming out.
Right.
Okay. Right. Okay. Anything else on that?
No,
Everybody
sir.
No,
good?
thanks.
Okay. Going to our Women's Health Month.
Shalom, everyone. Please note that the information that is shared is intended for general, informational, and educational purposes only and is not medical advice or recommended treatment. Tonight's discussion is on intermittent fasting. Fasting is a practice that dates back thousands of years and is still a staple across many cultures. So, what is intermittent fasting? Also known as IF. IF means that you don't eat for a period of time each day or week. Some popular approaches to IF include alternate day fasting. Alternate day fasting is eating a normal diet one day and either completely fast or have one small meal the next day. 5-2 fasting. Eat a normal diet 5 days a week and fast 2 days a week. Daily time restricted fasting. Eat normally, but only within an 8-hour window each day. For example, skip breakfast but eat lunch around noon and dinner by 8 p.m. So, can IF improve your health? Losing weight and being physically active helps lower your risk of obesity related diseases such as diabetes, sleep apnea, and some types of cancer. For these diseases, IF seems to be about as beneficial as any other type of diet that reduces overall calories. IF may be more beneficial than other diets for reducing inflammation and improving conditions associated with inflammation, such as arthritis, asthma, and stroke. There are many ways to do intermittent fasting, and there is no single plan that will work for everyone. Individuals will experience the best results if they try out the various styles to see what suits their lifestyles and preference. Also, remember, as we fast, we weaken the powerful bond with our flesh and strengthen our relationship with God. Fasting is like turning the volume knob down on our flesh and turning it up in the spirit. We gain authority, clarity, and closeness with God. The bottom line is just choosing a fast that is right for you. Set your objective and make your commitment, prepare your heart, and devise your own plan. I'm going to read Isaiah chapter 30, verses 18 and 19. And therefore will the Lord wait, that he may be gracious unto you, and therefore will he be exalted, that he may have mercy upon you. For the Lord is a God of judgment. Blessed are all they that wait for him. Verse 19. For the people shall dwell in Zion at Jerusalem. Thou shalt weep no more. He will be very gracious unto thee at the voice of thy cry. When he shall hear it, he will answer thee. Tonight's discussion was on intermittent fasting, and I read Isaiah chapter 30, verses 18 and 19. Shalom.
Okay, yeah, appreciate that information. And yeah, so before I go into the current events, I was going to ask anybody, do y'all enjoy this class right here, or do we need to do something else, or what you think?
Shalom. I am. I think that it's very interactive. I think it's a safe place to kind of talk. So I'm getting a lot of it, and I appreciate the opportunity to participate.
Okay.
Shalom. Yes, sir. The same for me. I am enjoying this, and I look forward to it every Sunday. I think it really is helping me out with enhancing my learning throughout the scripture, and to personally be able to connect with my teacher and Sister Tasha. So I really appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's the answer I need to hear.
A live look at the Lebanon-Israel border right here, as we do continue to follow the very latest out of the Middle East. Earlier today, Iran warned the U.S. to keep its military forces out of Israel. Those comments came in a post on the social platform X that has been long associated with Iran's foreign minister. The foreign minister referred to the possibility that the U.S. might send one of its terminal high altitude area defense systems to Israel. Now, if that were to happen, the U.S. would have to deploy soldiers to operate that system. The X message read, quote, the U.S. has been delivering record amount of arms to Israel. It is now also putting lives of its troops at risk by deploying them to operate U.S. missile systems in Israel. The post continued by saying, quote, while we have made tremendous efforts in recent days to contain an all-out war in our region, I say it clearly that we have no red lines in defending our people and interests, end quote. Iran's foreign ministry did not respond to a request for comment by the Associated Press. Those remarks were carried by Iranian state media. Israel is widely believed to be planning to attack Iran over its missile strike on Israel earlier this month, its second direct attack on Israel during the ongoing Israel-Hamas war that's widened to Lebanon and involved other Iranian-backed militant groups in the region. To speak more on this, I do want to bring in Jonathan Rue, who is the Director of Foreign Policy at JINSA. And Jonathan, thank you for taking the time to speak with us here on Live Now from Fox.
Thank you as always for having me.
I do want to get to the very latest in Gaza between Israel and Hamas, but I wanted to get to the comments that were made on the foreign minister's social media page on the social media platform X. What do you make of that, with Iran warning the U.S. to keep military forces out of Israel?
So I think it's Iran's latest attempt at driving a wedge between the United States and Israel, which unfortunately over the past year it has had some success doing over issues like Gaza and Lebanon. But ultimately, Iran's worst nightmare is to see Israel and the United States united around a common defense and also U.S. backing for Israel's presumed forthcoming attack on Iran itself, and U.S. support for Israel to contain Iran's own incentive to retaliate and keep escalating up the ladder going forward.
There have been some friction and some fragmentation between the U.S. and Israel relations. But when it comes to providing this defense system, how likely is it that the United States would deploy this defense system and with it military forces to Israel?
So I think it's certainly likely now in a way that was probably inconceivable before last October 7th. I think there's been a recalibration in the U.S.-Israel security partnership because Israel's had some difficulties, as they admit, even fending off a lot of Iran, its proxies by themselves. I would just note that this proposed THAAD deployment of air defenses to Israel is something that has been planned out with U.S. Central Command and is largely made possible because Israel was transferred to U.S. Central Command about 3 or 4 years ago to reflect this changing relationship between the United States and Israel, and also I think Israel's ability to be a lead security provider for the region. And this is part of what comes with that is U.S. support to help blunt and hopefully even deter future Iranian attacks.
Okay. Anybody familiar with what's going on with that? Is Iran and threatening the U.S. Against operating in Israel, and so what he's saying is those missiles that they have over there that's being deployed, even in Ukraine, they can't be deployed but by none other than U.S. personnel. So that means
Right.
U.S. soldiers got to be over there deploying it. So it's just like America is in the war with them. Any comments on that? Anybody have anything on? What you think about
Shalom.
that?
I do. I'm not going to pretend to know all the things that are going on in the Middle East, but one of the things that, now that a microscope has really been put on Israel in the last couple of years, one thing I keep going back to is America's justification for providing Israel all this money, all these weapons, is to protect their interests in the Middle East. Okay, so what exactly? And I've never heard an adequate justification of what interests are we protecting? That we're paying all this money and we're giving these people a lifestyle that we in the United States can't afford to have. So I know what's on the surface, and I definitely think that there's something nefarious going on. But they have always said that we're doing all of this. We're willing to go to the brink of war for Israel because Israel is our ally in the Middle East. For what? Because everybody that I see, they are bullying or trying to throw their weight around with everybody that lives in that region. And so I would be interested to hear your thoughts on that, because that's what they say. But I know it's something. I know it's something more to it than that.
Right, right. So if you go to Genesis chapter 36, and this is what a lot of people don't know about the situation and how it's, like I said, they won't have a Bible study, but they don't understand, what's really going on with it. So you got Genesis 36.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
That's the descendants of Esau, right?
Go ahead,
So Jacob had 12 sons, right?
sir.
Jacob had 12 sons.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Each one of those sons got a nation of people that grow. That's how they became like the sands of the sea. Each son got a good lineage going that multiplied. So he had 12 sons. How many sons did Ishmael have? The Bible tells us that. Ishmael
Ishmael.
had 12. Ishmael had 12. Okay. And now Esau, he got 12 sons. So just go back to Herod. Those are Edomites in the land of Israel, posing as Israelites. But he went to Rome. He wanted to control the Jerusalem and Judea. So he went to Rome and asked for 3 legions of men. That's another son. That's another son of Esau. Same people. So come to the day. You got Edomites over in the land of Israel, but America, they came here. Esau came in and founded America. These Edomites over here too. They
Hmm.
all working. They're kid folks. They all working together.
Yeah, and I imagine that the reason that they are working together, and correct me if I'm wrong, is to make sure that the true Israelites never regain that land.
Exactly.
So it's like a
Exactly.
blood pact that or a blood
Right.
oath that they all have together. England,
Exactly.
when they gave them that
Exactly.
land, and all of them are working together, it does not make sense to say they're protecting their interests unless they really tell you
Right.
all the iterations of what that interest really is. They're trying to keep the true children of Israel out of that area. So
Right.
America has a vested interest. If you believe that we are the children of Israel, that's why they won't never let us leave this land here. They say we free,
Right.
but we not. Because there's been
Right.
times in history when we tried to leave, and then all of a sudden, oh, you can't leave the country, not in droves, not like that.
Right.
So yeah,
So, right. So go to a few things to look at. Go to why was they so adamant about us not reading when we came here? Who was it?
right.
Who was it that was adamant about us not reading? Esau. He knew our history.
Hmm.
He the
Yeah.
one that
Right.
want us to read. We know we connected to the book. So
Hmm.
let's look at something right quick. You go to
And then gave us a book.
yeah, right. Then he redone it and gave it back to us. But here you
Hmm.
go. Go to Psalms right quick. And say once these things being revealed, then it starts sticking out like a sore thumb. Right. So go to Psalms 83. You got Psalms 83?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the psalmist is telling you, ASAP, this is one of David's lead musicians. He says, keep not thy silence, O God, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, for lo, thy enemies, Esau, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and they have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, check it out. This is what the New Testament all about. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That's the name, the Lord of hosts. You the one named Jacob. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent. I told you the 12 sons. They have consulted together with one consent, and they are confederate against thee. Then look what it tell you. It give you the names of the people. Verse 6, Tabernacle Edom, and the Ishmaelites. See that? The Ishmaelites got 12 sons. Esau got 12 sons. So everybody talk about the transatlantic slave trade that Esau controlled. Well, who controlled the Arab slave trade?
Ishmael.
Ishmael. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
They confederate.
Yeah.
So
And
when it comes, okay, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna ask a question. I apologize. Get excited. So Ishmael, and that goes back to the thing with his mother and Sarah being jealous of his
Mm-hmm.
mother and them being pushed out of the
Mm-hmm.
tent.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So the hatred, and then they never done nothing with that hatred. They let it ferment, and they fed on the hatred instead of, like he says about David and Abraham. Them, they excused the evil. See what I'm saying? They didn't harp on it. They excused it. But Esau and Ishmael, they let that evil, the hatred that was in them ferment. Came, like he said, evil at the door. When you do right, it's evil at the door.
Hmm.
So they allowed it to permeate. Let's look at that right quick before we go on. So then you go to. So remember, it's Esau that came here with all the lies about them discovering America. No, they came here. They came here. It was the Mali Empire, which is Edomite, which is Israelites. They had already discovered this place. So Esau came here because he's running from what right here. Let's go to Ezekiel 37. So we already see what he done in Psalms 83. But so let's go here, and the Creator gonna call him out. We in 35, right? And this right here, 35, Ezekiel 35 says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me saying, so he came to Ezekiel, right? And he says, son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus says the Lord God, behold, on Mount Seir. This is Esau, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's another mountain. So it's giants on this mountain. Edom, Horites, Esau intermingled with them. So it says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, and I will lay thy cities to waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Now here you go, right here. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity came to end. So like I was saying before, you can fumble with it all you want. When did Israel iniquity come to an end? When Antiochus came. And that Daniel prophesied that a prince gonna come and destroy the sanctuary. Antiochus. That's the calamity he's talking about. Not 70 AD, because that's Esau in the land. In 70 AD, he's getting karma is being put on him because of what he done to the Israelites back in 143 BC. So right here, he's telling you, verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of that calamity. That's doing the end of at the end of the third beast, like Daniel told you. A king of fierce countenance is gonna come at the end of the third beast. Not in the book of Revelations. It says, and at the time their iniquity came to an end, they seen came up to him in 143 BC when he sent Antiochus to come. He cut them off. And so from there when you don't understand that, you lost. So this is what he's talking about. And so it's 12 of them. So some of them down there in Jerusalem posing as the Israelites, they stole the land of Israel. Then you got they also in Rome, sitting on the throne in Rome. Just like now. They over there, they got the land of Israel, they over here in America, and they Queen Elizabeth, the Edomites.
Yeah.
They're over in Great
They're all
Britain.
working together. Yeah, they're working
They all
together.
They kindred,
Yeah.
but they told you off and got you thinking that the Most High had done away with the Israelites, with the Edomites. But they in full operation. That's what beast is.
Right.
Esau.
And the only thing that makes sense to me, I mean, even if you look at it in historical terms, in terms of more recently in the last 100 years or something, all these councils that they have, the way they came together, it was the Western countries, specifically France, England, Germany, United States, and it's a couple more of them. They all came together and made a pact that they were going to rule this earth, and there were certain things they had to do to keep that control, and that's what we see playing out.
Right, and that's the four beasts. Like I said before, Daniel said it's four beasts. And when you go to Revelations and all that, they concocted is a fifth beast coming. Ain't no fifth beast. It's four beasts. And like I said, they saying that he's gonna receive a wound in the head. The Rome is the head, and so those giants sacked Rome way back in the day. It was a Roman Republic, and the beast, the four beasts received a wound in the head when those giants broke through the wall, Hadrian Wall, and came all the way to Rome and sacked Rome. And then Rome was divided into four parts. Then Constantine came back and he healed the wound. He made the Roman Empire brought it back together again as one. That's where the New Testament come in at.
Mm-hmm.
He did that. He wanted one religion, one king, and one emperor, one religion, and
One God.
that's what he did. Yeah, one God. So that's where
Right.
all that came in at. That's where JC come in at.
And align with them. They the king, not David. Them.
And so let's look at that. for the people out there that's gonna come across this. So you say, what are you talking about? Let me see. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I'll come back to it. I lost my train of
Tasha
thought.
was
It was
talking
something.
about David.
Yeah, it was something. It was about Esau. How? It'll come back to me. So anyway, everybody good on that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see
Yes.
what
AJ.
Arlen put up. Yeah, he says AJ. He says that's who has all the money now is Esau and Ishmael, right? Right. And see, and even to expound on that right there, Esau had the money and Ishmael had the money now. But look what, like I was saying, look at what's going on now with the Sahel, with the Negro land. You got Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger over
Nigel.
there. They got all the gold. They got all the gold, all the stuff. So that's, you see, all these places which Most High had all this stuff strategically placed for certain times in history.
Mm.
So now he said he's going to raise Israel back up in the last days. You're going to see him over him. He's going to convert the forces of the Gentiles back to the Israelite. Well, there it is right there. We looking at it happen in front of our face.
Mm-hmm.
No, that guy Tory and all them those nations that's over there in Israel, they ain't there for a reason. They ain't there on no accident. And just so happen to be now we in the end times. No, it's prophecy playing out. Okay. Everybody good on that?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Amazon is about to make a move that is going to cost millions and millions of people their jobs right here in the United States. But what's crazy about this is these are not Amazon employees that are going to be losing their jobs. What Amazon is doing right now, according to experts, could be the stepping stone and showing small businesses exactly what they do works, and then small businesses will follow. Well, I'm going to break down what Amazon is doing right now that is causing many people to panic. So make sure you watch this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is going on.
So let's look at that based on information that was already revealed today. When Hitler came on the scene, right? Who gave Hitler his power? Anybody know that?
No. Mm-mm.
The corporations, those corporations, DuPont, Oppenheimer, all of them was the ones over in America. They the one funded Hitler. Okay, well look at what's happening now. You're talking about Amazon is gonna start eliminating jobs. These corporations, they tied in with the Edomites too. They the ones, like I said, it's a controlled demo job.
Right.
Look what happened. Look what happened in 2008. Lehman Brothers, them Edomites, them Illuminati bankers. They the ones they controlling the narrative. But they got you. We throw it off thinking that all this is disconnected. No, them Edomites. Right, yeah, that's where I was going. Let me go there. I was going to the blessings that when Jacob got blessed, Genesis, and see if that ain't prophecy. You know what I'm saying? So we in I think it's let's see. When Abraham okay, Isaac. Okay, this verse. Yeah, so here you go. When Jacob and Esau was when Jacob received the blessing. I'm in Genesis 27. I'm starting at verse 30. Give you a minute to let me know when you get it.
Got it.
So I'm in Genesis 27, verse 30. And it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarcely gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau, his brother, came in from his honey, and he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac, so remember what he just said earlier, that he said about Hermon and Zion, the blessings come down from Zion, the Hermon, that's what he's talking about right here. So it says, and Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, the firstborn. Esau and Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who and where is he that have taken venison and brought it to me, and I have eaten of all before thy came, and I have blessed him, right? Now watch what he say compared to what we just read in Psalms, right? What blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother have came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is it not he rightly named Jacob? For he have supplanted me these 2 times, and he took away my birthright, and he behold, now he have taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not deserved a blessing from me? Now here you go. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord. See that? And all thy brethren, see that? The rest of the brothers that we don't deal with. And I have made all thy brethren, I have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou not one blessing for me, father? Bless me, even me also, and my father, oh my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, here you go right here. Behold, thy dwelling place shall be the fatness of the earth. So wherever that's at. Great Britain, Windsor Castle, Rome, America, right? London. He's gonna be in the fat places of the earth. But look how he got there. Thy dwelling place shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shall thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass. See that? Look at this. It shall come to pass when thou have dominion, where he at now, that thou shalt break this yoke from off thy brother's neck. So when he got the dominion, he broke that. That's where the curses came in. Curses came on us. But see right there how it says the dew of heaven. That's talking about what I was just telling you about, the region over there where Mount Zion at, where he at. He says the dew gonna come down on you. The blessings gonna come down. That's what he's talking about. So let's go back over here to 27 and 26 when he blessed Jacob, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm in verse 24, Genesis 27 and 24. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison. He's thinking it's Esau, that my soul may bless thee. See that? My soul may bless thee. And he brought it near unto him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near, and he kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, right? And blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son, and he said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field, which the Lord have blessed. See that? Talking about a region, an area, right? 28, therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven. See, where the dew of heaven come down at?
On the mountains.
It's a portal. Yeah, but it's a portal. And it's a portal over there where Jacob was at, when he saw the angels coming up and down.
Yeah.
So he says, therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness. See that fat? That's go to fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. So ain't but the fatness of the earth, where it's at? Bethel. the portal where the angels coming in up and down there. That's why they came through the portal right there, but they went to Hermon. They went to Mount Hermon, but they all right there. But anyway, it says, let the people serve thee, and the nations bow down unto thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that cursed thee, and blessed be everyone that blessed thee. So when you understand that, now you go look at the curses. The curses is the opposite of this.
Can I interrupt for a second? I know that you had spoke on this a couple of weeks ago, because one of the things that I think for myself and for others who might be listening, it is confusing because it makes Jacob to be the bad guy in the story. And he's not. Right.
So, right. So like I was saying before, when the winner, you always hear this, the winner of a war. America won World War II, right?
Yeah, legend.
So
yeah.
They wrote the narrative.
Yeah.
Jacob was cast off. The curses on him, he won. So he wrote the narrative. He hates Esau. So what he gonna do? He says that Esau is a supplanter. Let's look at that.
So can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
So I guess, so let me ask this question. So I understand that who wrote the story, because it's his story. But if Esau was first and the blessing was supposed to go to him, how is Jacob the good guy in the story if he stole the blessing? It was Jacob really the first? What's the real story?
No, he's saying that Jacob stole the blessing. But go back to the story. Jacob, he came to him. He came to Jacob and said that he was hungry. I don't give a damn. Esau don't give a damn about the blessing, about the birthright. He sold it to him. So when the time came, he put Isaac, I sold my birthright to him.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So let's look at this right quick. I was in Genesis, 27?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at what it says. And this is what I mean by not understanding what's going on with the scriptures. And that's why I go into detail each and every story. Because Esau came back and hoodwinked us. So Jacob wrestled with the angel, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wrestled with the Lord of hosts. He called him Jacob for a reason, because he who struggled with him. That's why he named him Jacob. Your name is no longer going to be called Jacob, but Israel, because Israel means he who struggled with the Lord. And so that spirit that's on Jacob, on all us. That's why we're doing now. We're struggling with the Lord. That's why we over here. We got that same spirit that Jacob had. That's what Jacob means. Israel means. I mean, when he changed his name to Israel. So look right here. Genesis 26:17. And Isaac departed from thence. No, I'm just in the wrong place. Okay, I'm in 27 and 24. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless him. He think it's Esau. And he brought it near unto him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. Now here you go. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now and kiss me, my son. And he came near and he kissed him, and he smelled his raiment, and he blessed him, and he said, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed. Let's go down to 30. Okay, verse 30 says, and it came to pass, as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarcely gone out of the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from hunting, right? And he also had made a savory meat, and he brought it unto his father, and he said unto his father, let my father arise and eat his son's venison, that he may that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who And where is he that have taken venison and brought it unto me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and I have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, here you go. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, now here you go. Is it not right? Is he not rightly named Jacob? See that? For he have supplanted me these 2 times. See that? And he have took away. That ain't the name. That ain't what that Jacob mean. See that? That ain't what Jacob mean. And then he said that he supplanted me these 2 times. No, that's a lie, because you came to him for some venison, and he gave you the venison, and you gave him the birthright. So he ain't supplanted you no 2 times. That's what I'm saying about when you understand that you can see the Edomite standing right there, right there. Because that's a lie from the pits of hell. That don't even conform with the story. He came to him, and told him, I'm starving to death. I don't give a damn about the birthright. You can have it. Just give me something to eat. So
he didn't value that. Right.
Our folks ain't right there. It's garbage. Okay. Yeah. So let's see what he's talking about. 48. Genesis 48. Okay. Okay. Genesis 48. It says, he's talking about when Moses blessed the 2 boys, when Jacob blessed the 2 boys. Wow, what verses I'm starting at? Right. So we see the same thing right here, that it's got 2 boys right here, and they from Joseph. It's the same situation. They got a firstborn, and it says in 13, Jacob took both of them, Ephraim in his right hand toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand toward his Israel right hand, and brought them near unto him. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hand wittily, for Manasseh was a firstborn. So same situation right here. But Jacob already been told. Jacob already been told about Ephraim, that Ephraim was gonna be the one. So Jacob putting his hand on the second born. Same situation right here. Okay. Any comments on that? Okay. Any comments on that?
It just made me realize, isn't Abel the second son too?
No. Abel replaced. Abel was second born too.
Yeah,
Right.
Cain killed Abel.
Right. Cain killed Abel. But just like that situation right there, Cain is not Adam's son, and
Correct.
Esau ain't none of Jacob's son.
That's right. Yeah.
You right to divide it. But see, that's a story for another day, because like I said, the daily Bible reader, what I'm talking about, they don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
So they ain't gonna, because you've been told to read these 66 books, and that's all it is. When we got it's telling you in scriptures that there's other books. So and then Enoch is the very embodiment of the Creator. He's the 7th from Adam. He's the 7th from Adam for a reason. So how is he gonna be excluded? You can exclude anybody but him. He's the 7th from Adam, and then he never sinned. He was taken up. So guys, how is you not gonna read that book? Whoever tell you that, you need to get him some roller skates. Okay.
Right. And Brother Leonard, the way that you broke that story down, if you let them tell the story, right, it was Jacob that was being deceitful, you know what I'm saying, when it came to that Esau. Like you said, when Esau truly, he was the one that sold his birthright. But they trying to make it seem as though, yeah.
And Esau
That's
wasn't Isaac's, I mean, not Isaac, Abraham, Jacob, wasn't Jacob's son, right? Because was it the mother captured or something, and she became impregnated and they found out she was pregnant when she came back, right?
That's
who
Isaac's
you talking
wife,
about?
Rebecca.
You talking about Rebecca?
Yeah.
Right, that's Isaac's wife. Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Abraham or wife was taken, but the angel of the Lord went and cut him off from cut Amalek off from even having any relations with her. He came that night and cut him off.
Yeah, I don't want.
Be,
That
be,
was
I'm gonna come back to that another day. I don't want to. I don't want to get us off of your plan.
before Amalek had relations with Sarah, the Most High cut him off.
Right.
Right.
right. The Lord of
Brother
hosts.
Leonard, the Lord of hosts. Right.
Right. The Lord of hosts
Sorry,
came
the Lord
and
of
cut
hosts.
him. And so how we know that? Because it tells you the angel of the Lord came and Amalek seen her in his bed. He laid down in his bed and he saw an angel with a sword in his hand. That ain't none of Yahweh, and it definitely ain't Jesus. So that's who delivered Sarah. And so the same angel went to Egypt. He delivered the Israelites. It ain't Yahweh and it ain't Jesus. So that's our deliverer right there. That's who wrestled with Jacob and changed his name. That's who Moses met on Mount Horeb. The scriptures tell you that, but because we've been brainwashed, we reading stuff, but we already got a predestination they already took you to. You're not reading what the scripture's saying. You're reading what's been told you, talked to you. These people they got a long 2,500 year track record of telling storytellers.
Right.
That's one of their number one characteristics. Storytellers. The what they call the people that was at Stonehenge. The
Stone. Yeah, Stone Age.
yeah, they storytellers.
Mm.
Pros at that. So when they got hold of our book, they came. That's what all the New Testament is all about. They plagiarized and added that storytelling in there because the Most High he already had 7 sons from the beginning. Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, Uriel. That's the 7 sons. He already had 7 sons. He got another one here somewhere? Come on. It's crazy.
No, sir.
It's a lie from the pits of hell. So anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna play a little more of this right here.
But all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So Amazon has always been one of those companies that.
So like I was saying before, these corporations is way back. They've been from day one. They are tied into the Illuminati. They tied into this worshiping these fallen angels and all that. I don't know if anybody has seen the video I had made, but it means you can do it yourself. Look at all the products that come out. Nobody really paying attention to them, but take a Coke bottle, take a Coke, take a Sprite, take any kind of soda you want, turn it upside down, the sun on the bottom of it. It's got the sun on it. And then look at all the products. It got the sun on that some kind of way because they sun worship just like Constantine was. They want you to think you're talking about, like I said, the Egyptians worship the sun. Everything the Greeks done, they got it from Egypt. Like I said with Hermes Trismegistus, he went to Egypt and went through that 50-year process to become a priest of Amun. He got all that stuff from Egypt. They took the Egyptians looked at the sun and they personified it. But they knew that it was an object in the sky, but they gave it human characteristics. The Greeks came and they took it out the sky and made a man out of it, the Christos. the Black Madonna and Child. That's where it started at. Then from there, my man came, Alexander, one of Alexander's generals, Bartholomew. He came to Egypt, and he wanted them to make him a god. So they made him Serapis, based off of that same, what I'm telling you, a savior but they took the sun and brought it down and made a man out of it. Then from that time on, from when Bartholomew came all the way to Constantine, they was worshiping this white god, the first white god that came to Africa and to that area. So then Constantine took him. That's how they get JC. But they took all our characteristics, all our books, and all our knowledge that we had plagiarized and put it on him. That's what so today, like I said before, they worshiping the sun. Look at anything. You probably haven't been paying attention to it, but get you a Coke. When you finish drinking it or a soda, turn it upside down. It got a sun on it. Yeah, you know, you got to look at how much money it costs you to do that. Why would you go out your way to make sure that they engrave the sun on the bottom of soda? All these objects, all this stuff you got the sun engraved in it because that's what they worship. I'll go back to Samuel, Lucifer. That's who they worship. And so in order for them to stay in power, they all have to work together. Like I said, when they brought Hitler on the scene, DuPont, Oppenheimer, Caterpillar, all these countries all these companies you hear about over here, they the ones that funded Hitler. And so how did China get to where it's at? All the companies left here and went to China. Then 2024, here goes China on the scene, overtaking America because it's all constructed. They constructed all of it. Esau, they all tied to Esau. Okay, so yeah. Anybody have any comments on that? I'm gonna go to this need to know information.
I just want to kind of piggyback off of what you said, Brother Leonard, about you know, logos and how they put things in our. I don't know if you guys have ever done the research on the Starbucks logo that they use. If you haven't, just look that up. You'll really be surprised on the things they do and what they put in our face.
Exactly, and and they worshiping it. We throw like when we talked about the other day with the days of the week and the months. Everything you do, those them I know Johnny come lately deities. They've been the same deities they've been worshiping way back. Same ones that the Most High, the Israelites had a problem with. They just put a twist on it. Okay? Let's check this out right here.
Did y'all see them robot that Elon?
No, wrong thing. I'm gonna play this. I'll go ahead and play this.
Must just introduce to the world. Man, look at this, man. These people spending money on creating robots when they could be putting this money behind helping the homeless, you know what I'm saying, helping the vets that coming from war.
So, like I was saying before, they're not just haphazardly bringing robots. It's a reason. Just like with the you hear so many people saying that what they're doing, what they could be doing something else. It's a reason for it, and it's got to be the utmost importance, like the migrants. All this time, now all of a sudden you allow all these migrants to flood them over here. There's a reason why you're doing it. Come on, they ain't just doing that. They ain't made no mistake or have no brain cramp. It's a reason why they bringing all these migrants here, and it's a reason for these robots. Come on.
Look what they doing. Alien robots to do what? To pick up our mail, which we can do ourselves.
No,
to
that ain't what they here.
Plants, and we can water our own damn plants. So you see, what people gotta understand is this: these people done told you there's too many people on Earth, but they create robots. The plot to this is get rid of humans, bring in the robots, because they're transferring consciousness or your soul or whatever you want to call it out your avatar into shit looking like this. It's a big plot, but these are the same people you vote for. We are basically handing our responsibilities and our lives over to these robots.
and they're doing it right in front of our face. That's crazy. Yo, what's happening, man? It's your big brother back with another pop-up. You already know what time it is. This video is sponsored by Ubuntu Apparel. Hit the website, grab you some gear. That's all I ask, man. Just support me, man. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And share this video. Listen, I did a video about this show that's called Humans. Y'all probably seen it. This was years ago when I did it. If you haven't seen Humans with the green eyes, right? Go watch it. I told y'all they're going to tell you exactly what they're going to do. These so-called robots that Elon Musk just created, they're going to be doing the same thing. Playing nanny, doing homework, picking the kids up from school, taking the groceries in the house, as if you can't do that shit by yourself. See, what people don't understand is with this whole scandemic, they was training you to pull up to the store, get your groceries that somebody else pick for you, and they're basically grooming you to accept this shit. What's wrong with your legs and feet? We are paying people to do stuff that we can do ourselves. My mom always told me, if I tell you to do something, you act like you don't want to do it. You see that man over there in the wheelchair? He can't do it. That always stuck with me. But I understand everything these people do is for their benefit, not yours. So while they're conducing us and introducing us to this lazy way of doing things, all we're doing is handing our lives over to artificial intelligence. Go watch Humans. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Why is it that everything that they're creating makes us lazy? Y'all better pay attention, man. This shit's gonna get real ugly. Crazy part is I seen a lot of influencers from actors, rappers, and all. Them people was in awe. Oh man, look at this. This is the new future. Man, don't you know this shit finna hinder your grandkids? Don't you know this shit finna, do you know what your grandchildren finna go through? Man, you done lost your mind, bro. It is crazy the way the world is going. And you must understand this. And like, look at it like this too. If you're 30, 35, or 40 plus, you see it totally different than these young ass people that's 10 years old, 15 years old, 5 years old. Like, this is like, they don't have nothing that's in the past to compare what's in the future like we do. We knew where it was, we know where it's at, and we see where it's going. So you must look at it like that. You feel what I'm saying? And even some of these older people, they in awe. They haven't caught on to what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? Why? And I'm gonna tell you what this you go watch this thing, Humans, right? It's a show. And it speaks about the same thing, bro. It speaks about the same thing. Listen, in this show, they got robots that's doing exactly what I'm telling you, doing laundry, taking the kids to school. But what's happening is, because they got another couple on the police. I don't want to tell too much, but the police and his wife when they got a young looking robot, you can have sex with them. As long as you got the code to be able to get them to go in that sex mode where they will take off their clothes and do certain things, but you got to have the code. So what happened is she had the code. And what happened, the robot took the place of the husband and they separated. They showing us what's going to happen. See, they're making what's unofficial official. Fake.
Mm-hmm. Any comments on that? You want to watch it? It's Elon Musk just introduced robots that's going to change the lives forever. Any comments on that? Can you relate?
Who can
Yes,
afford those machines? Go ahead, Michelle.
No, I was just gonna say earlier, Tasha, you was saying how they work together, right? And I I was talking about this earlier with Elon Musk and Bill Gates working together, right? So Bill Gates is depopulation, right? He want to shrink the population, right? Elon Musk saying, okay, no problem. I'll replace them with robots. You know what I'm saying? They gonna work together. Whatever you want to call them, iRobots or just robots. That's what's happening. They work together. They're all at the same table. We got to think about that.
Yeah. And then, like I was talking about, the hatred. They are Ishmael, Cain descendants, Japhet, because that's who Cain descendants is, Japhet, and Esau. They all motivated by the hatred that they have, the ancient hatred they have. They all came together around the hatred they have for Jacob.
The interesting
Okay.
thing to me is 2 points. One, who can afford these robots and why? Okay, so I think I saw it, and they were talking about they're like $40,000. Why would I need to pay $40,000 for somebody to go to the grocery store for?
And take
That
out the
ain't for
trash.
us, right? That's not for us. That's the first thing, and the second thing is it's laughable to me because they think they God. When it comes back to it, they want to be like God. When you go back to the story of the Tower of Babylon, I'm not Babylon, the Tower of Babel. When they were building it, they were trying to get to heaven. They wanted to try to take it over again. They want to be God, and this will not be successful. I mean, it may get to a certain degree, but I have faith in my God. It's only going to go so far. But they are emboldened because they think they're going to be able to replace us. They didn't put us here.
Exactly. You're right. And it's, you can see it coming apart because of, like I said, what Daniel told us it's only 4 beasts. Ain't nothing after that. So we see all this stuff come unraveling because of their timing came to an end. The time of the Gentiles, which is the 3rd and the 4th beast. Greece are Gentiles, and you go to Genesis chapter 10, and Romans or Chechen, they're part of the Greek. I mean, part of the Gentiles. So the time of the Gentiles, we see then expired. It's coming to an end. And his people, he's bringing them back, rising them back up. That's what we're witnessing.
Yeah, and it's like playing poker, and you see the person's hand, and they know they're gonna lose, but they're gonna do everything they can. They're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Right.
that's
Exactly.
what that's what people look like. If you were in power, you were in control. It's the natural order. You don't do the stuff you see them doing. So I
Right.
I always stay encouraged because of that, because I
Exactly.
mean, because I see what they're doing, but also I know that they don't have the ultimate power. They powerful, but they're not
But
the
Right.
they don't have the
powerful.
ultimate. Uh-huh.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay. Right.
And we got to look at this too. This is something that they have been experimenting with for years, right? So
Right.
when they
Right.
think that
Exactly.
they have perfected it, that's when they roll it out. This is why we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing
Right.
more of it now. And a lot of
Yeah.
people thinking
Exactly.
this is new on the scenes. It's not new on the scenes.
Mm-mm. Remember Dolly, the sheep? That was
Oh
what,
I
yeah.
30,
do.
40 years ago? Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
all of a sudden they broke the genetic code for DNA. So in
Right.
our lifetime, this is the acceleration of them trying to hold on to power. And
Right.
it's for naught. But
Right.
they got to play it out. They got to play their hand. It's like you do in poker.
Right.
You got to play and see
Right.
what's gonna happen, hoping that you're gonna win, but you're not.
Right. They got stuff we being manipulated. We don't even know exists.
Right. But we don't. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we don't even have to know because we know who
Right.
hold the power. Right. We don't even have
Exactly.
to know all the ins and outs.
Right. Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna go to our topic, which is I'm reading out of Book of Enoch. For those that have a Book of Enoch, I'm just gonna read chapters 106 and 108. Then we'll just break it down what we read, and then we'll close out. Okay. I'm in Enoch chapter 106. It says, and after some days, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech, and this Enoch talking. So he's Enoch is Methuselah's father. After some days, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech, and she became pregnant by him and bore a son. And his body was white as snow and red as the blooming of a rose, and the hair of his head and his long locks were white as wool, and his eyes beautiful. And when he opened his eyes, he lighted up the whole house like the sun, and the whole house was very bright. And thereupon he arose in the hands of the midwife, opened his mouth, and conversed with the Lord of righteousness. And his father Lamech was afraid of him and fell. The same says, and came to his father Methuselah, and he said unto him, I have begotten a strange son, diverse from an unlike man, and resembling the sons of God of heaven, and his nature is different, and he is not like us, and his eyes are as the rays of the sun, and his countenance is glorious. And it seems to me that he is not sprung from me, but from the angels. And I fear that in his days a wonder may be wrought on the earth. So, anybody have any comments on that? That was 37 verses out of Genesis, Enoch 106. You got any comments on that? Anything don't seem right or what?
Enoch for me has been very difficult for me to understand because it's so full of imagery and symbolism, and so it's been. I'm glad that you brought this up tonight because I have had a very difficult time deciphering what's actually going on because it's so symbolic and it's so confusing. I have a hard time, so I'm just going to sit back and listen to you explain it.
Okay. You get anything out of that, Michelle? What you see in that? Nothing?
I see nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna start again. And after
Okay.
some days, this is Enoch talking. It's the book of Enoch. Enoch talking. And
Mm-hmm.
after some days, my son Methuselah, right? Everybody know Methuselah is, right?
Yes, he's the man that
Mm-hmm.
lived the longest, right?
Right. And the reason why he did live the longest, because it was given to him. Like I said, these angels coming down, they can Methuselah giving him that the earth was gonna be flooded the day he died. That's why he lived so long.
Mm.
The day that he died, the day the flood started. So anyway, it says, and after some days, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech, and she became pregnant by him and bore a son, right? And his body was white as snow. See that? His body was white as snow, and his
That's
Mm-hmm.
red
Noah.
as the blooming of a rose, and the hair on his head and his long locks were white as wool, and his eyes beautiful.
Isn't that Noah?
Is this why they say
Yeah,
Noah
that's
was an
Noah.
albino?
Noah.
Right. And
Go ahead.
as you read that again, now I've heard this before that they say Noah was an albino. Is this why? Because where it says that and his body was white as snow
Right.
and red as the blooming of
So that's them. Just like
right.
when the Most High, I showed you Jubilees, you got a whole chapter in there that the Israelites can't mix with the Gentiles,
Mm-hmm.
and he tell you why. They are abomination to him. So how did he come later and bring the Gentiles in?
Right.
That's
Right.
them. Them
Right.
bringing
Right.
themselves in. So right here, we know that all our forefathers is black.
Right.
So you ain't never seen no black man with no. You ain't never seen no white man with no woolly hair.
Right.
So these Negroes read it. Nah, you're albino. You can't be albino. It's defects. Them defects.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Come on. So, like I said before, when you understand that, then this them at work right here. That's what I mean by you can see the Edomites standing there writing this.
Right.
Yeah, because white's supposed to be pure.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And black is
So
bad.
that's them that got hotel records and putting themselves in there white as snow.
Yeah.
So didn't the Most High turn Aaron Miriam white?
Marion White, yes.
So that's good. How the hell Noah white?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Yes.
Come
Yes,
on.
sir. Yep. Stood out to me
So
again
like
when
I
you
said
read that
before,
again.
Santa Claus,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I said, Santa Claus. He's Santa Claus is Thor or Odin. from the Northman. He's a Northman. He's a white man with a white beard. Is Northman. Now these Negroes, when they started got a hold to Afrocentrism, now they got a black Santa Claus. No, he white. You can't make him black. He's predicated off of Woden, which is a Northman from the north, from where the snow is, a European. So right here, you know damn well he wasn't no white. This them writing this in here. See
It's
that?
interesting too that they use the word locks too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So what do a lock look like? It's from a dark skinned man.
It's from our hair, right?
Right. Woolly hair.
It's from a dark skinned man. So these, like I was saying to dude the other day, he trying to 5 or 6 prophets that told him David coming back in the last days. He don't hear none of that. He's steady trying to make something that they didn't gave you, injecting in you about Jesus. He's steady trying to make Jesus work. When all the prophets telling you David coming. So right here, you don't know no white man with no locks in his head. So in order to see that like you're supposed to, you're gonna say he albino. You steady trying to make the white part good. Instead of seeing that there's a concoction, you're gonna say no. Noah's albino because he got if he got locks. If he got locks and he got white skin, he albino. Well, that killed the gene. That killed the story because Abraham ain't no albino. I mean, Noah ain't no albino. Come on, man. So you keep going. It says, and when he now check it out. Go back to the funny eyes. They got green eyes or blue eyes, or they blonde hair with blue eyes or green eyes. So it says right here. And when he opened eyes, he lit up the whole house like the sun. And the whole house was very bright. So that's the funny eyes. Blue eyes. Come on. So you don't see that for what it is. You still trying to make it work. Today, these Negroes talking about he albino. Come on. Then verse 4 says, and thereupon he arose in the hands of the midwife, opened his mouth, and conversed with the Lord of righteousness. And his father layman. Look at this. Now you tell me how crazy this is. So it says, and his father layman was afraid of him and fled and came to Methuselah. So go back to Adam. When Seth was born. Why would Adam run from Seth?
Seth, yeah.
Come on. Think about that. Come on. It's something wrong if you got to run from his son. When he born, he a little baby, you got to run from him? Come on. Verse 6, and he said unto him, I have gotten a strange son. See that? This is something wrong. I have gotten a strange son. The verse from unlike, look at this, check it out. From and then, like I said, these Negroes that come up albino, right? It says, I have begotten a strange son, the verse and unlike man. But they ain't Yahweh like a man. The angels like a man. If he ain't like man, then there's something wrong. See that? So he says, unlike like man and resembling the sons of God. Well, what happened in Genesis 6? If you resemble the sons of God, then he can't. That's an abomination.
Right, wickedness, yeah.
That's wickedness. See, look at this. It says, sons of God of heaven, and his nature is different. See that? His nature is different, and he is not like us. And his eyes are as the rays of the sun, and his countenance is glorious. So now we're gonna look at this crazy right here. If you locked in like a Hebrew Israelite, it's crazy. So now let's go to another story. Esau came out red and hairy.
Yep.
See? So let's look at it. So Esau came out red. Well, that ain't nothing strange because he got a whole race of people over at Mount Seir that's red and hairy.
Right, and
Come
that's
on.
that, and Brother Leonard, that's what I was talking about or alluding to. I think you had said something about the two seeds being in, like it was in Eve, in the
Right,
mother of Esau is
right,
not his father is he's not part of the inheritance.
right.
That's what
He
I was
not.
talking about. Yeah,
Right. And then guess what? We see how important the blessing is.
yeah,
And both of them came out first. Cain came out first and Esau.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah. And so the second son is the correction.
Right, right. The most high correcting. But the thing is, this wicked ass seed that's in there, he understands uh about the firstborn.
Yeah,
He don't
the
like he
importance
said,
of it.
like yeah. Esau we saw with when he got the pottage from Jacob. He don't care about the birthright.
Right. He
Mm,
don't value it. Yeah, he don't think it's worthy. Right. Mm-hmm.
Cain didn't either. Look what he did. Look what he did to Abel.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Because he
on, this
thinks
ain't. And
by
so
birth that he's entitled. So,
Right.
right,
no matter what he does, when you think about it, yeah,
right,
I'm gonna eat this food, but I'm gonna still get the best because
I'ma
I'm
still be
literally the
entitled.
first. Right, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still
exactly.
the firstborn. But God had a
Mm-hmm.
fix for
Right,
that. Yeah.
right. And so Adam wasn't born of no woman. Adam came from man. So, but he
Yeah.
don't care where Adam came from.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? He don't care about where
Mm-hmm.
Adam came from. Now, come to the day to these Edomites today. These people don't give a damn about that. These same spirits, same comments on these people. So
Hmm.
how in the hell is Esau Jacob's son? He ain't none of his son. The same way that Cain ain't none of Adam's son. And like I said before, it's a whole race. We can even see it today. It's a whole race of people at this time when Esau was born and he hairy all over. So it's a whole race of people in that same region that's hairy and red. Come
Hmm.
on. How you get like that? It ain't but one way he coming out like that. The DNA don't lie. Come on.
And I'm probably going
So
too
anyway,
far with this, but that's what all the mixing is about in the United States too. They
Yeah, it
talking
is.
out of
right,
both sides of their mouth. I ain't gonna say too much about it, but that's another thing. They are
right,
intent on on mixing us here to
oh
be a
yeah,
part of the
exactly.
blessing. Yeah,
Right. And it got us making and got us thinking that it's good.
yeah,
You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
That's why that
So
question was
let's
posed yesterday
right. And
in
so I
in the
was I was
evening
sitting there,
class. Yeah.
well, I was sitting there looking this morning at those, and we know everybody know they do it. So they show you these African kids over there with the big old bellies, right?
mm,
And they don't look right, but they made perfect. That's what perfection is. Well,
mm-hmm,
we so throwed off. We think there's something wrong with it. No, they got the big ass bellies and all that because they tapping with them. They got them
mm-hmm,
in disabled. But that's perfection. When the Most High says when the Lord of Hosts says he loved the gates, he come down from heaven. The Lord of Hosts, Michael, come down to the gates of Jerusalem. Well, who at the gates of Jerusalem? Black men. The princes in Jerusalem. They hang at the gate of
Right.
Jerusalem. So that's perfection. But we look at it being over here all this damn time. We think it's something wrong with them. Ain't damn thing wrong with them.
mm-mm.
Get the,
And we've been
get
told
these
something
get these
wrong with them. Hmm.
get these invasive species out the way. You'll see how they are. Okay,
Yeah,
and there's something.
yeah. And that's one of the
So
questions I've always had about. So, if we talking about how God corrected all the attempts of the devil to try to throw off God's ultimate plan, but God always has a way, and He always
exactly,
corrects it. And that's the one of the
exactly,
things I struggled with my whole time about. They have been intentionally intermingling with us since we've been here.
exactly,
On
right,
outside one side of their mouth, they were like, it's a bad thing, but yet they continue to do it. They continue to do it. And to now, it's something that some of our people strive to do, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
it's a
Exactly.
right. And so, yeah, go ahead, babe.
Nah, go ahead.
No, I was just, I mean, it's just, that's just the one part of how will that be corrected? And, when he brings us back together, because, I remember one part of the Bible in the Old Testament, he made them give away those children and those wives.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
we've
Right,
been
right,
so intermingled over here. I
right.
mean, ain't nobody pure.
Exactly. Right. Right. That's why when he come back, he says that he's gonna raise up David and take us back and cleanse us. That's
Yeah,
what he's talking about. They got
yeah,
some else European ass understanding on that. But that's what he's talking about. The DNA.
yeah.
Right.
I'm
So
glad
it
you said
says,
that.
right. It says it's gonna be a pure river flowing through Jerusalem, and we're gonna drink that water. That's what's gonna cleanse us. Right. So
Come on.
anyway, chapter 8
Mm.
says, Enoch 106 and verse 8, and now my father, I am here to petition thee and implore thee that thou mayest go to Enoch, our father, and learn from him the truth, for his dwelling place is among the angels. And when Methuselah heard the words of his son, he came to me to the ends of the earth, and for he had heard that I was there, and he cried aloud, and I heard his voice, and I came to him, and said unto him, Behold, here I am, my son, wherefore hast thou came to me? So right here, this I don't know about nobody else, but see right here, this is something right here. This is huge to me too, because of okay, he was Methuselah, Lamech is talking, right? And Methuselah talking to his son Lamech. Lamech is talking, and Noah just was born. Enoch ain't nowhere around, but he was somewhere where they knew where he was at. Enoch already been gone, but they threw somewhere where Enoch was at. They knew they could go there to get and talk to him. See what I'm saying? So 9, it says, and when Methuselah, 8, and now my son, I am here to petition thee and implore thee that thou mayest go with this. This Lamech talking to Noah, talking to Methuselah, talking to Lamech. He says, and now my father, I am here to petition thee and implore thee that thou mayest go to Enoch. See that? Our father, and learn from him the truth. Now you say, well, yeah, that's their granddad. He right there with him. But look what it says. For his dwelling place is among the angels. See that?
Mm.
And when Methuselah heard the words of his son, he came to me. Look at this, to the ends of the earth. And he had heard that I was there. See that? And he cried aloud. And I heard his voice, and I came to him and said unto him, Behold, here I am, my son. Wherefore hast thou come to me? And he answered and said, Because of the great cause of anxiety I have come to thee, and because of the disturbing vision I approach. Now look at us. Look on. Look at the anxiety we have. We don't know how to go get our fathers. So there's something going on with that. Look at that front mate. Anyway, so he says, and now my father, hear me. On Lamech, my son, there have been born a son, and like unto whom there is none, and his nature is like is not like man's nature. And his color, see that? Color of his body is whiter than snow. Come on, man. And redder than the bloom of a rose. And the hair of his head is whiter than the white wool. And his eyes are like the rays of the sun. And he opens his eyes and thereupon light up the whole house. And he arose in the hands of the midwife and opened his mouth and blessed the Lord of heaven. And his father Lamech became afraid and fled to me and did not believe that he was sprung from him. He just said he ain't sprung from him. He like the angels. Come on, man. Said, but that he was in the likeness of the angels of heaven. And behold, I have come to thee that thou mayest make known to me the truth. And I, Enoch, answered and said unto him, check it out. They can put this lie on Enoch. And I, Enoch, answered and said unto him, the Lord would do a new thing. See that? That's Christian. That's New Testament shit. The Lord would do a new thing on the earth. And this I have already seen in a vision, and make known to thee that in the generations of my father Jared, some of the angels of heaven transgressed the word of the Lord. And behold, they committed sin. See that? So when they came down and slept with the women, they committed sin. But here go Enoch, here go supposedly Noah that look like them, but that ain't no sin. 16. And behold, they commit sin and transgress the law, and have united themselves with women. See that? And committed sin with them, and have married some of them, and have begotten children by them. And they shall put on the earth giants, not according to the spirit, but according to the flesh. And there shall be a great punishment on the earth, and the earth shall be cleansed from all impurity. See that? That's answer your question. What you just said. See that? They shall be cleansed from all impurity. That's DNA. See that? Yea, there shall come a great destruction of the whole earth, and there shall be a deluge of great destruction for 1 year. And this son who has been born under you shall be left on the earth, and his 3 sons shall be saved with it. And when all mankind that are on the earth shall die, he and his sons shall be saved. And now make known to thy son Lamech that he who has been born in is in truth his son, and call his name Noah, for he shall be left of you, and he and his sons shall be saved from the destruction which shall come upon the earth on account of all the sin and all the unrighteousness which shall be consummated on the earth in those days. And after that, there shall be more unrighteousness than that which was first consummated on the earth. For I know the mysteries of the holy ones. For he, the Lord, has showed me and informed me, and I have read them in the holy tablets. You see how crazy that is? That don't make no sense. So this is my point. Okay, so if Noah was born like this here, then how much more so by JC? JC ain't had none of these characteristics, right? Let's think about it. If he was born like this, when his eyes he opened his eyes and shine all over the room, what's supposed to happen when JC born? Come on, it's crazy, man. And this, reading that chapter right there by itself, that's they red-handed. You caught them red-handed because this is what they did with the New Testament. Same thing with the New Testament. It didn't start with the New Testament. They way back here. And they got hold to our records. Enoch was a part of our records. Jubilees, Jared. Jubilees and Jasher. When they concocted, when they went to the New Testament and brought it in there, they had to go back all these books and insert and try to put him in there. You know damn well JC wasn't no white as snow. All you gotta do is go and see what he done there. What he done to marry him. He ain't no white as snow.
You know, the other interesting thing about that is the visual aid that they did to hoodwink the people too. If you think about in Rome, where they commissioned Michelangelo and all these other people to create these pictures. Remember, if you think about it, all the pictures, they all got white hair, they all white skin, and they all got on white clothes. Right?
Exactly.
And they are all as a sign in a psychological way of divinity.
Right.
When it's the opposite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's total opposite, right? That's what I'm saying. It's total opposite. Like I said, if you tell me don't read the book of Enoch, I can't wait to get a book of Enoch.
Right.
I don't shit you say. It's been proven. Yeah. Like that something? Everybody good? Everybody got any comments or questions before we go?
I'm good.
Good.
Okay. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna say shalom everybody, and we got our Israelite Advanced Bible study on Tuesday night. I'll see everybody then. Shalom, shalom, and
Shalom.
shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.